Hey everyone, and welcome to Savannah Hilton Head International Airport. This is a fairly small airport that provides travelers with access to Savannah, Georgia, Hilton Head Island, South Carolina, as well as Bluffton and Beaufort, South Carolina. There's been some significant expansion projects at this airport over the last few years, with a larger parking garage recently being opened and plans to add 4 additional gates and a larger TSA screening area in the future. I've been flying in and out of Savannah for years, so I'm happy to see that this little airport continues to grow. This evening I'll be traveling with Delta Connection to New York's LaGuardia Airport aboard one of their CRJ 900s. Delta Connection is a regional airline brand name that Delta uses, under which a number of individually owned regional airlines primarily operate short and medium haul routes. Usually the trips I take between Savannah and New York are pretty uneventful, but as I was waiting by the gate, I witnessed one of the craziest displays I've ever seen at an airport. A young couple traveling to Michigan with Allegiant arrived at their gate after boarding had ended. Although the plane hadn't left yet, they were obviously making final preparations for departure, and the gate was locked and no one from the airline was around to assist them. In their desperation, the couple started banging on the gate doors and running to other airlines' gate agents for help. Clearly they couldn't do anything, so the couple proceeded to pick up the microphone next to their gate and make several announcements across the entire terminal asking for help making their flight that at that point had just left. And if that wasn't enough, they then opened one of the emergency doors leading out onto the apron and intentionally set off one of the alarms. That finally got someone's attention and the police soon appeared. The police questioned the couple for a bit and then spoke to representatives from Allegiant. Eventually the couple was sent on their way. I think a lot of us who witnessed this were surprised that they didn't get into any more trouble, but hopefully they learned their lesson about arriving to the airport on time. It's shocking to think that people would behave like this in an airport in 2022, but I am flying with Allegiant for the first time in a few days, so maybe there's more of this in store for me. With that excitement out of the way, it was finally time for me to board my flight back to New York. I purchased a basic economy ticket for this flight for only about $70, which was a great deal, but it did mean that seat selection wasn't included and I had to pay to check my bag. I opted to save some money and just received a seat at check-in. Originally I was supposed to sit back in 20A, but Delta switched me to 17A right before boarding. It wasn't exactly an upgrade, but hey, I'll take it.
New York's LaGuardia Airport. The flying time today is 1 hour 30 minutes, doesn't include our taxi note.
Since I was one of the last passengers to board, I didn't have to wait long for us to push back from the gate.
Weather along the route of flight today, overall is good. There are a few scattered thunderstorms, but obviously we go around those. As we go around them, we may pick up just a couple light bumps here and there. Thanks, welcome on board.
The aircraft manufacturer Gulfstream is headquartered in Savannah, and you can see a lot of their facilities as you're taxiing. The Georgia Air National Guard also has a base here, and I got a great view of some C-130s. It was about this time that the captain announced that there was a little delay and we'd have to sit still for about 15 minutes, so I'll use this opportunity to show you around. This plane is outfitted with First Class, Comfort Plus, and Normal Economy where I'm sitting. There's 76 seats in total, and they're laid out in a 2-2 configuration in economy. I thought there was a decent amount of legroom, and the tray table is pretty large. I also found that there was plenty of storage space in the seat back pocket. The seats recline, however I did find them to be a bit narrow, so you better be prepared to get cozy with your neighbor. There's also not much room in the overhead bins, and a lot of passengers had to check their bags at the gate. Eventually we got going again, and it was time to start this hour-and-a-half flight to New York. Once we got up in the air, it was time to settle in. This plane was equipped with Wi-Fi, but I couldn't get it to work. Usually you can use it to stream entertainment for free off the Delta app, but fortunately I had downloaded some shows on Netflix as a backup. This wasn't one of the new CRJ 900s with the atmosphere cabin, so there weren't any power outlets between the seats. Luckily though, I had a portable battery with me, so I was able to keep my phone charged. There was a small complimentary snack and drink service, and to my surprise it actually had a couple of things you could choose from aside from Biscoff cookies. I decided to go with a bag of Sun Chips and some apple juice. The rest of the flight went by pretty quickly. These old CRJs might not be as comfortable as the new ones with the atmosphere cabins, but for a short flight like this older regional jet was fine. We flew into some turbulence as we got closer to LaGuardia, but soon enough we made it through and got ready to land.
Flying with us today. Please enjoy having you on board and look forward to serving you in the future. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
For a $70 flight, there's not much to complain about. Yes, we were a little delayed, and the cabin of the CRJ 900 is a little tight, but this was only a short trip, and the crew was nice and professional. I'd be happy to fly on this plane again with Delta, and will probably be doing so again in a few weeks. And that's the end of this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.